Hey guys, it's Libby. Welcome back to my channel, or hi if you're new. Today I'm going to be doing my November TBR. Can't believe it's already November. 2 more months and then 2020 is over. So I have quite a few books on my November TBR. I need to get to all of the library books before I leave for Disney. I leave for Disney on the 28th of November. So, and I have 15 to 16 books on my TBR. 16. I've got one in my cart, TBR cart. So, bear with me. I don't know too much about any of these. The ones I do know about, I really can't talk much about because they are the second or the third book in the series. So, I have 3 buddy reads this month that I know of. 2 are with one person, 1 is with the other, and the rest are mainly library books. So, first book I have is a buddy read, and I'm buddy reading this with my friend Drew, is Blood and Honey by Shelby Herman. This is the sequel to Serpent and Dove. We buddy read Serpent and Dove earlier this year. I think we read it back in April. So we are buddy reading the sequel. So this pretty much takes place where the first one leaves off. So, which was a bit of a cliffhanger. So I really can't talk much, but I did start it. I read the first chapter, and what I read, it's promising. So there's this one. The next book I have, I'm currently reading, and that is Part of Your World by Liz Braswell. This is part of the Twisted Tale series. This is The Little Mermaid Twisted Tale. What if Ariel had never defeated Ursula? I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm on page 216. So most likely we'll finish this either tonight or tomorrow. So I'm really loving this take on this Ariel. So there's that one. The next book I'm buddy reading with my friend Ellen over at Ellen Readings Life. And we are buddy reading The Lost Book of White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This is book 2. This is the second sequel to Red Scrolls of Magic, which, again, can't really talk much. It's a sequel. This one, Red Scrolls of Magic, we follow Alec and Mangus on their trip to London. Or where did they go? I can't remember where they went. No, London. They went to London in their trip there and what happens with that. So I really can't say much else other than that because it's definitely spoilers for the rest of the books that are in this world. But there is a certain order to read these in. So this is the next book, and then Chain of Iron when that comes out. So I'm excited. The next one is another sequel that I haven't started yet, but I need to. It's been bugging me that I haven't started it. The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. This is the sequel to The Poppy War, which I read last month and really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to picking up this one. This most likely takes place where the Poppy War left off. So that's all I'm saying on that one, because the Poppy War is very hard to explain what it's about. So I'll try and remember to link the Goodreads page down below so that way you guys can know more about it and the trigger warnings for it. So the next book is one of my own, and I didn't read it in October, which I was hoping to. That is Willow Grove by Kathleen Peacock. This is the third and final book to the Hemlock trilogy. This follows our main character, Mac, whose best friend ended up ended up getting murdered by a wolf, and the group is trying to figure out what wolf murdered her and all of that. But there's, in this small town, there is a thing called Lupin syndrome, which is what you get when you get bit or scratched by a werewolf, and then you get turned into a werewolf. So I read the first two in October, so I can't wait to pick up this book. This might be good for the Gilmore-a-thon because it's set in a small town. So, yeah. The next book I have, I'm buddy reading with my friend Drew again, and that is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I'm not going to say too much about this one because everybody is reading this right now or has already read it. All you need to know about this is basically Twilight in Edward's perspective. That's it. So, yeah. We're starting our buddy reads soon, I do believe. Then I have a debut novel, which is Black Flamingo by Dean Atia. I'm not sure how you pronounce that last name. I've heard nothing but really good things about this, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. And it's told in verse, so it definitely shouldn't take long to read this one. I have rereads of a whole trilogy, so then they're out of order. Of course they are. I don't have the. It's down there. Great. I have to scatter here. Ooh. Okay, so the trilogy is Truly Devious, The Vanishing Stare, and Hand on the Wall, all by Maureen Johnson. I've already read this trilogy when the third book came out, but I wanted to reread it. So Truly Devious follows our main character, Stevie Bell, who gets accepted into this academy for gifted students. They get to do their work on their own time. Stevie is highly invested in crime, and there is definitely a crime that happened at this academy, and it was never solved. So Stevie takes it upon herself to solve this case, very old case. And then stuff starts happening when Stevie starts to try and solve this case. So that's all from there. It's set in Vermont, so it goes from the past to the present. The past is set in 1836 when the school first opened and when the events first started happening. And then years later, the events are happening again, and Stevie and her crew try to solve it, so, and crack the case. So I'm looking forward to rereading those 3 books. The next book I have is Fable by Adrienne Young. I know nothing about this, so I'm going into it blind. The tagline says, a traitor, a fighter, survivor. So, I've loved Adrienne Young's 2 previous books that I've read, so I'm very looking forward to this one. And all of her books have been standalones so far, so I'm very excited about that. Then I have 10 Things I Hate About Pinky by Sandian Manan. I've only read When Dimple Met Rishi by her, and I know nothing about this one. So, oh, and I've read Of Curses and Kisses by her, so I've read 2 books. This one I know nothing about, only that it follows two main characters. So there's that one, and it's YA contemporary. So I have 3 more books, and then that's my TBR. Well, 4 more technically. I'm also in the middle of Criers War by, can't pronounce the author's last name, but her first name is Nina. I'm loving this so far. It's really good. It's definitely hard to describe what it's about, but there is a hint of a female romance. I actually haven't gotten to the romance part yet, but I am enjoying what I'm reading. There's a bit of sci-fi and fantasy mixed in one, so definitely need to continue this. I'm on page 218, so, but I am loving this one. The next book I have is The Night Country by Melissa Albert. This is the sequel to The Hazelwood. I read The Hazelwood earlier this year, I want to say, and this is another story. I'm assuming this takes place after The Hazelwood, where The Hazelwood leaves off. So, yes, this takes place after where The Hazelwood leaves off. So, The Hazelwood follows our main character, what's her name? Alice, as her grandmother always tells her to stay away from the Hazelwood. And then one day her mother gets captured, and Alice has to venture into the Hazelwood to find her mother. And she learns a lot of things that were kept secret. So, there's that. I'm looking forward to the second one, and there's a little book on it. So, the last book I have, I'm very excited for, which is Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This takes place where the first one leaves off. We follow our crew who finds our main character Tyler is late for his graduation ceremony at this academy, and he was supposed to be the top of his class, but then something stops him from attending his graduation ceremony, and he saves a girl trapped in a frozen capsule, and that is why he is late for his graduation ceremony. So he doesn't get to pick his crew that he wanted. So he is left with the oddly crew members in this, and they take on sorts of quests. And it's squad 2312 is this squad, and who we follow the Alpha, the diplomat, the scientist, the guard tipped, the warrior, the plot, and the mystery girl. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. If you can see my dream catchers there in the background, I am so sorry about that. But I'm looking forward to this one. A little bit scared to see where it goes, but also looking forward to it. It's not told in mixed media format like the Illuminae files, but it's still really good. I loved the first book. So, and then my last book, which is on my TBR card, is So This Is Love. That is the Cinderella Twisted Tale take of it. So, but yeah, those are all 17 books on my TBR. Let me know down below what you guys will be reading in November. I would love to know. Also, let me know if there are any readathons happening in November. I know of the Gilmoreathon is happening in November. So that's happening next week. So, Any other readathons, let me know down below. I'll greatly appreciate it. Anyways, stick around, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.